Child support is a scam. Now let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Troy Woods. I'm the founder of 300 Fathers, and today we're going to have a quick discussion about a topic that is a hot button topic in the fatherhood community, and that is child support, specifically court-ordered child support. Now, when I say child support is a scam, I believe it is for a select group of dads out there. If you are a father and you're taking care of your children, maybe the relationship with mom didn't work out, but you're taking care of your children, you're providing for their needs, providing even for their wants and different things like that. I do believe the child support system is a scam. I've had no issues with making that statement before. I've had this conversation even with my wife, just when we talk about this subject as it pertains to what we see out here. And I just believe it is. I just honestly don't think that blindly going to court and taking a big part of someone's paycheck and then giving it to a mom who's responsible to regulate that money and can, in essence, do what she wants to do with that money. I just don't think it's right if you already have a dad who's out there providing for that child or for his children, and the children really don't have any wants or anything, but you're going to get child support primarily as a safety net because the relationship didn't work, all right? So that's my little soapbox about that. But let's talk about the other side of it as well. There are instances where I believe that, unfortunately, child support is needed because we have dads out there who are having children and they really aren't taking care of their responsibility. So I will say, growing up, entering adulthood and going through that whole phase, I was very cautious of this because the one thing that I did not want to do because of my past experiences is I didn't want to have a broken family, right? That was one of my main things. And sometimes I've had conversations and we talked about, okay, how do guys really get caught up into this? Like, how does this really happen? And, not trying to mess up the bro code or anything like that, but just having a real honest conversation about how do we get to the point of child support. Honestly, a lot of us guys are putting ourselves in situations that we really don't need to be in. You see a girl, you want to get with the girl, you're being reckless, having unprotected sex. She gets pregnant, she has a child, right? Now, you were caught up in the moment, she looked good, you wanted to be with her, et cetera, but you were thinking about the moment. And the moment is where I think a lot of us miss it. We're thinking about that particular moment. And yeah, it's not cool, it ain't sexy to be kind of almost in the moment and thinking about the next 18 years, the next 20 years. But honestly, guys, we might have to, even before you get up to the point of, okay, I got to go with it, I can't change my mind. When you're talking to somebody, right, a lot of us are too fast to just want to be intimate with somebody, right? And I'm not saying, oh, you got to do the touchy-feely thing and the whole romance. I understand that from a brother's perspective. I understand when you are attracted to somebody. But again, going back to the moment, a lot of us are getting caught in situations because we're not thinking about it. Is this somebody, let's look at it like this. First of all, is this somebody that I can see that's going to be a good mother to my children, right? Is this somebody who I want to be around for the next 18 to 21 years? Is this somebody that's in particular like a spouse, right? And all of these things are questions if you're out here just being reckless, right? You're not doing what you got to do to protect your situation. You're just out here being reckless. And also for a lot of us, when it comes to our financials, and a lot of us want to create generational wealth, and a lot of us want to do these different things, well, we're getting caught in these situations, and then a lot of our money is just tied up in the court system. A lot of our money is just taken, like before you even see it. Like, no, let me get that up off you. Let me take that, right? And so we have to start being mindful and kind of think before we put ourselves in these situations. Once you're in the heat of the moment, it's too late. Like, it's really too late. These are conversations that you have to have with yourself before that, once you see somebody and you know that you're attracted to them, you need to really start having those conversations and not just think about the moment, not just thinking about getting to the moment. Because what happens is we're out here creating these broken homes, and a lot of this happens because we come from broken homes. So we're just perpetuating the cycle. We're just going through the motions, and okay, well, it happened to me, I turned out all right. It happened to my parents, they turned out all right. So we think we can just kind of keep going through this, and it's not going to have some repercussions down throughout our generations, right? And so I bring all this back to talk about child support. And once you get, either we've been there or we know of people that have been there, that once the courts get involved, it's usually a wrap. You're either going to spend a lot of money on an attorney fighting it, or you're going to be short once you go up in there, right? Because typically in most situations, the court is going to side with mom, right? And just as for any women that may see this, just as I'm telling the guys, okay, fellas, you need to be mindful of these things. You need to be mindful of this and that. The same thing applies to the female. It takes two to tango, right? It takes two of us to get in this position to where we're bringing children into the world. Yes, the passion, the moment, all of those things, I get it. But at the same time, are you going to let this moment in time potentially mess up not just the 18 years, but it could potentially, in some cases, derail your life? A lot of men out here are not on the path that they should be on because they started having children at a time when they really weren't ready to have children, right? I always tell people like this when we had these conversations, like, especially when this happens at a young age, you're not going to be that same person in 10, 15 years. She's not going to be that same person in 10 or 15 years, but yet you're making decisions that's going to last even beyond that, right? So we got to be mindful. We got to be thoughtful in this. And I get it. Again, I keep reiterating this because I want you guys to know I understand where you're coming from. But in the heat of the moment, it's too late to be making these decisions. We need to, like, really, when it comes to our personal development, when it comes to us trying to figure out our life and where we want to go, we need to be more mindful and, think about the people that we want to get into a relationship with. Is this somebody that can help me with my dreams and goals and that I can be there for them? Or is this something we just going to do for right now? We just funning right now. We just going to have fun. But in the middle of all this fun, we're going to do some things that's going to impact the rest of our life. All right. So kind of to recap, do I think child support is a scam? Yes, I believe court-ordered child support is a scam when it's used in a way against fathers that are automatically trying to be in the life of the kid and take care of their kids, right? But on the flip side of that, like I said, guys, there's a lot of us out here we're being reckless. We're out here having kids all over the place, and we're not really thinking about the consequences that come with these decisions in the heat of the moment, all right? So if we want to kind of deal with the child support system and make sure that we're not getting caught up in it, guys, we got to start making better decisions, all right? And you got to start thinking about long-term goals and what it is that you want for your life, what it is that you want for your children's life. And when we're procreating, when we're having children with somebody, is this somebody that I want to be around for the next 18 years to life, pretty much, all right? I hope this video is going to bring some type of value to you guys. Something quick I want to jump on here and just share with you all, because this is not only something that's on my mind now, but these conversations are always coming up on this platform and having conversations with folks. So I want to address it. The bottom line, if you didn't get the message, guys, we got to take responsibility for our own actions. Stop leaving it in the hands of women. Stop leaving it in the hands of the court system. We have to take our own power back, and we have to do the things that we need to do to establish ourselves and to make sure that we can establish our families and put them in the best position they can be in, all right? I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.